podcast. Today is November 23rd, 2019. And this week it's just going to be the Psychos Crast and me bringing you guys all your weekly video game news and pleasure.
I'm back.
Yeah, we've kind of had like a I don't want to say a break, but I feel like we haven't. It's been a few episodes since we were on a show together.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a Friendsgiving going on, and then it's just I technically work retail, so this time of year is really rough for me.
Yeah, been a busy few weeks. It's just that time of year. All right, so we have a little bit, probably going to be a little bit shorter episode. We don't have quite as much news this week, but the news that we do is fairly big news. So we're going to start off with some of our smaller stories, though. The first of which is Logitech has announced that they're going to be putting out an affordable button kit for the Xbox adaptive controller. For those of you, Xbox adaptive controller is basically, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's a controller for people who can't necessarily use a normal Xbox controller, be it some disability, whatever it is. So they have like all these different buttons and joysticks and kind of stuff suited for those special needs that you can plug in and basically make a custom controller. It's a really, really cool piece of technology to help kind of include everyone. But until now, it's actually been pretty expensive. Yeah, I think it's $150 for the base controller, and then it's usually like I think anywhere from like $50 to $100 for each part. After that, which adds up to a lot of money for a controller. So Logitech has finally come out and said, "Hey, we're going to be coming out with some affordable buttons as kind of an alternative for the Microsoft stuff. It'll still use the Xbox or the Microsoft's adaptive controller, but this is to supplement it, hopefully give everybody a cheaper alternative." Didn't really surprise me that they did this. I figured they were kind of working on it. Logitech kind of dips their fingers into a little bit of everything, peripheral wise,
and they work hand to hand with Able Gamers.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Have you had a chance to use an adaptive controller?
Yeah, actually we demoed them at Best Buy, and it's pretty cool. I can definitely see it helping a lot of people, and I love the idea of getting everybody being able to play games, which is really cool. I've done charity streams in the past for Able Gamers, and really good organization.
One second, I think you're rubbing against your mic or something when you're swinging your chair.
No.
Oh, I don't know. It was making a noise.
My mic's way up here.
I don't know. I was just hearing a rumbling. Anyway, sorry, continue.
If you guys haven't had a chance to check out that charity organization, definitely go and do so. You can find them on Facebook. You can go and find them directly at their website, or just Google Able Gamers. It's pretty cool. They've got like this little like box controller that's awesome. They've got a one-handed controller for those who are missing a hand, obviously. I don't know. I'd love to see more companies do this. I know Nintendo's thinking about making one, but we've heard nothing from Sony yet.
I hope they keep coming out with more. It's awesome. I think I've said it before, but I had a friend growing up with spinal muscular atrophy, and he always like struggled, or playing video games was one of the few things we could do. But as time went on, he even struggled using a controller. It became harder and harder for him. He would like grip each joystick of a PlayStation controller, but even that became kind of tough. So it would have been cool to see have one of these things when he was around. So I it always gets me excited when I see more toys like this come out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd like to see more.
Yeah, for sure. So um our next little bit of news is EA Origin users had a little bit of a scare this week. Um, it's kind of made me laugh. Nothing bad happened, guys, but basically EA sent out a whole bunch of emails asking them to log in and do this two-factor authentication and this kind of stuff, and they were trying to give away stuff to you. But the way the email was worded was worded rather poorly, and it made everybody think their Origin accounts were hacked because it sounded like the email that you usually get when it says, "Hey, we've detected some unusual activity. Come log in." It was worded very similar to that.
I'm
So
pretty sure I got one. Let me see if I can find it.
I didn't even notice until I saw this in the news, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, it cracked me up. The internet was immediately up in an uproar, mad at Origin, thinking they had some security issues, and EO was like, no, we were just trying to do something nice to you guys. They were trying to give away some Origin access for a free month of the Origin Access Basic. So if you missed that email, you might be able to get a free. Go and check for it, and you might be able to have a free month of Origin Access, which there's some solid games out on it.
Oh, I can't find it. It's buried in all the betas they want me to do.
Yeah, it was a way back, so I didn't bother looking for it.
That's funny though. Yeah, EA. That's not the first time EA has sent something out that was worded poorly and made you freak out. I changed my password, I think, like 3 times in 1 month because of an email that they kept sending out, and it was for something stupid. They were doing some kind of Sims giveaway, and it kept feeling like I needed to change my password, like somebody was trying to access it.
Yeah.
They haven't learned.
Yeah. On to our next bit of news. We kind of have, or it's going to be our last 2 big stories, but they are big stories overall. Those who have been keeping up with kind of what's going on in the gaming world have probably already been watching this, but Google Stadia came out this week. I did not pick it up. I'm waiting a little bit on it. I don't know if you've had a chance to play it at all.
I haven't. I do know of a couple people who bought the Chromecast or the Stadia Chromecast and didn't get their access codes with it, so they haven't even been able to play yet. And if you've been on Facebook or if you've been on Reddit, you might have seen a couple memes going around of what it looks like on Stadia. It's having a rough launch. It's not great right now. So if you're interested in Stadia, there's still hope for it. But I'd wait. I'd hold off on your money right now.
Yeah, I thought about picking it up because like the price to entry isn't crazy high. Apparently not working. But that I've been having problems with my ISP lately, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until I get some more solid download speeds before I go out and drop $150 on it, or 130, I believe. But yeah, it's had some issues, and I think they kind of panicked right before the launch because they started with what supposed to be 12 titles at launch, and they upped it to I think about 20, like 2 days before it actually launched. But yeah, I've been hearing all sorts of people having issues with it, whether they just can't access anything or title is not working. I have heard from a few people that it's been running really well for them, but they were talking specifically about Destiny. It ran great until there was a lag spike, and then the whole game just like struggled for like a good minute. Took like a minute to catch up.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like resolution errors. Just the game's looking foggy and choppy, which could be the person who is playing's internet. That's very,
Yeah.
very high contender on there, but still, I would just hold off a little bit, guys. Give them a little bit of time. It can be something awesome. They gotta patch a few things.
Yeah, I still think I mean, I still strongly believe that like streaming video games is where we're going to end up eventually, but as where it's at right now, Google Stadia doesn't seem like there's enough in it to justify me getting it. Like pretty much all the games that they have on it, or a lot of them, they're ones that I already have. Some of their quote unquote exclusives have already been available elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's still missing a lot of the core features that they said they were planning on having with Stadia as well, like such as like Alexa integration and that kind of thing. So I think it'll get there at some point. It's just it doesn't seem like it's quite there, which I mean, to be fair, even for like consoles, launch days are never great for, or launch periods are never super great for a while. A lot of times, especially when it's new tech, everything struggles at launch. So
Yeah, look at the PS3.
yeah, it's got a chance. It's just not quite there yet. I was kind of laughing though because yesterday they were having or Destiny went down completely for pretty much the whole day.
Oh wow.
Bungie servers just they were gone. And I was having a whole bunch of people message me and they're like, "Do you know what's going on with Destiny? Do you know what's going on?" I'm like, they haven't said anything specifically, but Stadia. Stadia is my guess. Because Destiny, when it came over to Steam, it struggled the first day. Like it didn't. It there was lots of server errors and that kind of stuff. But they were switching over to new servers, and it's a whole new thing. And I'm guessing something similar happened with the Stadia launch. But
I didn't know it went down at all. I don't play.
yeah, it was down for pretty much the entire day yesterday. And then I guess we'll move on to our like big story this week. So Valve made a big announcement this week. They announced a new Half-Life game called Half-Life Alyx, which many Half-Life fans have been waiting for a long time for another entry into the series. Most were waiting for Half-Life 3. This isn't 3. It's apparently going to take place between games 1 and 2. But the big caveat is it's going to be on VR and only VR.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fine with me, but I have a strong enough computer and a VR headset. I love VR. I love it a lot. I don't think a game this big should have been made exclusively for VR. Considering you do need pretty hefty hardware to run a VR headset on PC, and if you want full features of the game, you need the Valve Index, which full price is the most expensive VR out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a bittersweet moment because gamers have been waiting for a Half-Life game for so long now, to the point where it kind of became a joke that there
Yeah.
was going to be another Half-Life game. And we get an announcement that there is going to be another one, and everyone's really excited first, but then we find out that it's VR only, and I'd have to pull up the actual numbers that they
Uh,
surveyed, but uh, majority of gamers do not have a VR system yet. I don't
no,
have a VR system yet.
they're
Um,
they're expensive on top of, once again, like I said, you have to have hardware that's able to run it. So you have to have at least a 10 series graphics card,
yeah,
uh, a strong enough processor. And if you want full features of this game, you're going to be spending $800 on the index to get the Knuckles and to get Valve's headset. I have heard that the index is very good, but I don't know if one game's going to be able to sell that many units. Like I know what they're banking on. Um, there is good news for those who don't have an index. It can be played on the Oculus Rift, which is what I personally have. The Vive. Sorry, my cat's being a jerk.
yeah. So it is available on other options and VR as we go on. Like the entry barrier into virtual reality is getting lower.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite low enough yet where VR systems are commonplace. Um, and like you said, not like buying the VR set's one thing, but you got to have a hefty computer to be able to run it because it's not like you're, if you run something with like a 1050 graphics card and you get frame drops here and there, like okay, whatever, I can deal with it. Serious frame rate drops in VR make people vomit.
Yeah.
So it takes a
If you want,
hefty rig.
if you
It's a
want
lot
a
of money.
good experience, and this isn't everything on high, just a good experience, the 1080 is the way you need to go. If you want to play everything on ultra and have a phenomenal experience, you have to have at least an RTX model graphics card. So the 2060, 2070, 2080, which
Yeah.
for just an example, the Oculus Rift is the most affordable VR combination. You can get the S at $400. My graphics card, the 2070, is $589 right now, on top of needing a processor that can handle it. So let's just say you went with a Gen 2 Ryzen, mine for example, that's still $300 for a processor. So you add that all up, I don't really see a lot of people forking out that much money just to play one $60 game.
I'm not. And I mean, I've been wanting to pick up a VR system for a while, but it's not like this is going to push me to finally pull the trigger. It's I don't know. It's really disappointing. I think if they had released a proper Half-Life game, and then said, "Oh, we're also going to be doing a VR," or later down the road they put out a VR, I don't think as many people would be upset.
Right.
Problem is, it's such a loved franchise and such a long and anticipated title that everyone's really upset that it's on VR. I'm fairly upset myself.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it once again, but I'm already set up for VR.
Yeah.
Um, a big complaint I have is most VR experiences, they don't last very long. This is a full price game. This isn't like your typical VR $15 to $30 game. This is $60. I'm going to be pretty mad if I get it and it's a 4 hour long experience. Like that'll really irk me, and it'll irk a lot of people. So I don't know. I think they should have put out two versions of the game. Put the actual game out and then have VR capabilities. That's what like The Forest did, Subnautica, a bunch of games did, and it went over pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll see what Valve does. Don't worry, guys. I have a feeling that Portal 3 is going to be VR only, so don't hang me in the streets if that comes true.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like if it's already an established franchise, you shouldn't make it exclusive like that. You know, if they want to come out with new IPs and say, "Hey, this is VR only," that's fine. But I don't know. Like even with Portal, like I totally understand putting like Portal into VR. It makes sense. It feels like a perfect fit to me, but it would still be upsetting if it was only VR. Just because you cut off so many
Yeah,
people from that.
and the Source engine is so easy to work with that it's extremely easy just to make VR an additional mode. All you got to do is drop another camera in there and then put some movement physics in. But I don't
Yeah,
I don't know what they're thinking. I know that they haven't sold as many indexes as they would like. Oculus is still winning the VR war, but that is not the way to do it.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens when it finally comes out. Uh, I don't know. Maybe by the time it actually comes out, I'll have a VR system, but I doubt it.
Yeah, better
Just because
be. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
like everything I get like to play and stuff like that, I go in with the mind of, or for me personally, I go in the mind of, oh, this is something I can like potentially stream or anything hardware. It's to help improve the stream. And if I got a VR system right now, I'm going off of a single computer for gaming and streaming. That means I need to go build a second rig because I'm not doing that to my processor, trying to run VR and stream at the same time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Depending on what kind of processor you go with, for Intel processors, streaming VR games is not the most fun. Even with my rig, it's not the most fun streaming VR games. It's rough.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. Like I said, it's bittersweet. Hopefully, this is a sign that I mean, Valve went for a long time without making games, and the last little while they've kind of been putting out more and more games. They did what was the card game? It didn't do Artifact. It didn't do as well, but it was a game they finally put out, and then Dota Underlords came out, and now with the announcement of this new Half-Life game, maybe Valve is finally jumping back into the dev business, and we're going to see more regular releases from them. Maybe
well,
we'll get a Team Fortress 3. That would make me really happy.
maybe it has something to do with the robbery that they had recently. They're just trying to
It
make up
could
money
be.
right now. They're like, oh,
It could be.
we've been sitting on these games for a while. Let's just do this.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they make more games, but that's kind of what I'm taking out of it. Hopefully, it's a sign for the future. But I don't know. Bitter sweet. So that was kind of our gaming news this week. It was kind of a slow week. Um, two really big things with Stadia finally coming out and being released, and the announcement of Half Life. I don't know if it's supposed to be. Is it Alex? Alex?
I
I don't
think
know.
Alex. It could be Alex. I don't know.
Who knows? Anyways, new Half Life game, and yeah, we unfortunately don't have any games coming out this week, but start of December, we'll start having more and more games come out this week.
Including Halo on
Um,
PC.
yes, which I believe is December 3rd.
December 3rd, you can play
Yes.
Reach in its entirety, including its multiplayer on PC.
Yep. Which is it's gonna be included. I mean, that's part of the Master Chief Collection. It's gonna be included in Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass on PC, you're in luck. If you don't, it is $1 for 3 months right now of Game Pass, and that includes 3 months of Discord Nitro with it and Spotify Premium. And I feel like I'm selling Game Pass every week, but go get it, guys. It's such a good deal right now.
And
Um,
if you are going to get it on Steam, it is cross-platform with Game Pass and Steam. However,
Mm.
you do have to buy Reach separately. It is a $10 add-on.
yeah. So we have that to look forward to. I know I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Halo. It's gonna feel good to finally bring the Halo series back to its home on PC.
Haven't had it since Halo 2 on PC. That was the last one.
It's been a long while. Yeah, so no other games coming out this week. But I did want to pop out just a quick roundtable question. With Half-Life coming back, I wanted to know, is there any old franchise that you would like to see a reboot or sequel to? Something that hasn't come out in like 10, 15 years.
I want Legend of Dragoon 2.
I don't even know that one.
It was an amazing Square Enix, I guess Squaresoft RPG back on PlayStation 1. It came out around the same time as Final Fantasy VII, so it kind of got overshadowed. It had an amazing story. It had a lot of really cool features and mechanics that were not in very many turn-based RPG games of its time. We were promised a sequel. We never got a sequel. I want it. I want it now. Get on it, Square Enix.
I was thinking about this the other day. I desperately want a Republic Commando 2.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
I loved that game so much. It felt, I don't know, it was just such a natural fit, first person shooter. I would love to see, even if it's not like specifically Republic Commando, I would love to see something more in that vein come back. It wasn't, I love the squad combat. It was so nice being able to, you get the knife on your wrist and you stab a droid and oil just splatters on your screen.
Yeah.
And it's been, I think that was 2004 that game came out.
Yeah. Look at hearts.
I want another one, but I don't know. We'll see.
Devil May Cry. Oh wait, they already did a reboot and it wasn't good.
They did.
Devil May Cry 5 was good though. Medieval. Oh wait.
Yeah. Very recent.
Nightmare Creatures for PlayStation 1. Remake that.
Never played that one.
That was really good. Modern graphics, that game could be horrifying.
Yeah, I have a whole long list of games that I'd like to see come back, but most of them are more out of like childhood nostalgia, I think, rather than them actually being a good game in the first place. So, you know,
Jak and Daxter 4. Please don't make another one. You'll ruin it. Don't do it.
Someday they will. I'd put money on that.
I know. Naughty Dog's been playing it smart by not releasing another one. They did say something about like rebooting the entire series, but I don't think they should do that either. Just stick with The Last of Us for now, and if you make a new version of Uncharted, I guess that'd be okay as long as we're not Nathan Drake again.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to add this week. Like I said, it's a light week. Is there anything you wanted to talk about, Justin? Or
no. January, I'm going to be doing another charity stream.
Woo!
But that's not until January, so
a ways off. What charity is it going to be for? Or are you shopping around?
It's going to be for the Autism Society of America.
Nice.
I'm doing that again. I've worked with them 3 times now. Last time we raised, I think it was like $500 for the local one here in Illinois. So nice. I'm aiming for 1,000.
It's a good goal, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I'm going to do it on one of my 3 days off, so it'll be like a 24-hour charity stream.
Awesome. So make sure, guys, to go check out the Psychocrast in January. You know, don't pay attention to him or me until then. Just come back in January. That's
January.
Important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We kind of figured today would be a shorter episode. We do not have a guest this week. Had someone, they had to, fortunately life happens and they had to slip away. But next week we should have another guest to bring back on. And with more games coming out next week, we should have a little bit more news talk about. And hopefully, I guess we'll keep an eye on Half-Life and Stadia for all y'all and kind of keep you guys updated with what is going on there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel odd. It's such a short week. I feel like I need to say more, but I mean, it was pretty much, we covered everything this week. Do you have anything else you want to plug, Justin, before we call it?
Nope. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Psychoscrest. You can find me on Instagram at the Psychoscrest. You can find me on Twitter at Psychoscrest. And you can find me on LinkedIn at the Psychoscrest.
Right on. Oh, I do want to plug real quick. Our previous guest and guest host, Trend Killer Syndicate, is been doing a sort of a wrestling tournament thing. I'm not super knowledgeable on wrestling, but he's been doing an amazing show. He did one already this month. If you look for TKWA, the Trend Killer Wrestling Association, on Facebook, you can find a stream. He's been taking a bunch of his friends and guest streamers and making characters out of them in WWE and having us all fight to the death against each other. And I was personally in it last time. It's a lot of good fun. I'll definitely be sharing a lot of that stuff on my own channel. But yeah, just want to plug that. That's going to be it for us this week, guys. If you have any questions or comments, suggestions, if you have any suggestions as far as streamers you would like to see as a guest on the show, make sure to send us a message over Facebook or Twitter, or you can always reach out to us at justfaceitpodcast@gmail.com. And Justin and I or one of us will get back to you immediately on it. But that's going to be it for us. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.